This is Bloomberg Markets. I'm John Ehrlichman. Traffic headaches are a reality for many commuters. In fact, studies show cities like Toronto and Vancouver have some of the most frustrating drive times in North America. Well, a Canadian firm called Miovision has been trying to tackle the traffic problems with technology. The private company recently attracted some high-profile investors and used some of that money to make another acquisition. Kurtis McBride is Miovision's CEO, and he joins us now from Texas, where he's been attending an industry event. Kurtis, nice to have you with us. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, traffic technology, this is something you've been thinking about for a long time. How did you get into this in the first place?
I went to the University of Waterloo, and my last co-op job, going back, I want to say close to 20 years ago now, was involved sometimes going out on the side of the road and counting cars with a clipboard, and got sort of a frontline exposure to the need for technology to help make traffic flow better.
And talk to us a little bit more about how you make that happen. I mean, many components of our lives are now digitized. How has your business evolved?
Yeah, so most people have seen the Italian job and assume that intersections are already fairly technologically advanced, but the truth is they're basically glorified electrical cabinets with an egg timer inside them. So we come along and digitize the traffic cabinet. We've all driven by them. They're like the little metal boxes you see on the side of the road. So we digitize what's going on in there. We add some sensors, video-based sensors that can help cities to measure and understand what's happening, and then we make recommendations through software that helps to move people through cities more efficiently and more safely.
And it's interesting. This is something people have been thinking about for a long time. I remember before Microsoft, Bill Gates had a startup that was thinking about data tied to traffic activity. So solving these issues is something that you and many have been thinking about for a long time. Does it become a bigger issue, though, when the broader city becomes more digitized? I mean, we think about, large global companies that have a big technological footprint already within, say, a country like Canada.
Yeah, I mean, you're seeing a huge convergence right now of various technology trends. So things like, ubiquitous wireless networks, the cost of compute coming way down. You can run an industrial GPU at the side of the road for a fraction of the cost you could 5 years ago even. And then the emergence of things like artificial intelligence, where we can make use of the data that we're generating from these sensors. So, we've been betting on these trends for more than a decade. And it just seems like, recently enough of that stuff has converged where the price points are getting to the point where you can really start to take these kinds of technologies to scale in cities.
So I mentioned you just completed your latest acquisition. You got some new funding from some high-profile backers, including Mavericks, Private Equity, TELUS, and Export Development Canada. So you're looking to grow. And in terms of your ambitions, how big do you want to be?
I mean, in technology, you're playing effectively an infinite game. So, I mean, we'll be as big as the value that we produce for our customers. We're about 400, just over 400 people now. We have offices in Europe and Canada and US. The acquisition that we did, the analogy that I often use is the intersection today operates much like the pre-smartphone era did. Everything's a piece of hardware. So before you had a smartphone, you'd buy a phone, a calculator, a flashlight, a Garmin GPS unit, and a portable DVD player. Now you buy a smartphone, it does all those things. The intersection is very pre-smartphone. Every new function you want to add to an intersection is a new piece of hardware, and we're approaching it very differently. We're approaching it much more like a smartphone, where you buy a single piece of hardware, and then you can just essentially add apps, if you will, to the intersection to extend its functionality. So the acquisition that we just announced is meant to support getting fire trucks through intersection networks faster and more safely. Some of our previous acquisitions added things like safety analytics, helping cities understand where safety issues might exist, and then something called adaptive control, which is really just about moving people more efficiently through the city. So those are all available on one common device now, which is a real game changer for how signals work today.
Keyword safety, the ability to do things swiftly and efficiently, but also for the roads to be safer. Kurtis, thanks very much for your time. Appreciate it today.
Thank you.